Hello, happy Sunday to you. Today, the 1st of November, we celebrate the Feast of All the Saints. And I invite you on this journey of reflection. All the saints point us to Christ. Thomas Merton, the great priest and monk, and the author of the great autobiography, Seven Storey Mountain, shortly after he was converted to Catholicism in the late 1930s, was walking the streets of New York with his friend Robert Lax. Lax was Jewish. He asked Thomas Merton what he wanted to be now that he was Catholic. "I don't know," Merton replied, and added simply that he wanted to be a good Catholic. Lax stopped him in his tracks. "What you should say," he told him, "is that you want to be a saint." Merton was dumbfounded. "How do you expect me to become a saint?" Merton asked. Lax said, "All that is necessary to be a saint is to want to be one. Don't you believe that God will make you what He created you to be if you will consent to let Him do it? All you have to do is to desire it." Today we celebrate this great feast of all the saints. All the saints, like the stars of Bethlehem, point us to Christ and invites us to desire to be saints. Those who, following the saints, seek divine wisdom, spiritual health of soul, meaning to life questions and paradoxes, will find at their journey's end Christ, the light of the nations, who is the fulfilment of all desires and answer to the ultimate questions of life. On the Feast of All the Saints, we remember the countless sung and unsung heroes of our faith and all those whose names may not appear on the church's official list. Their names are only known in the heart of a small cycle of people whose life they touched, shaped, and influenced. Their faith also known to God alone, and the way they lived their life was more important than the recognition they attained. The saints, Christians, divinized by baptism, were already saints in the making by the grace of God. They awaited, however, the days when they could share in the inheritance of the saints in light. Today, our hearts overflow with great joy, fond memories, and a jab of fresh motivation. For this vast multitude of saints whom we celebrate were our neighbors, families, parents and grandparents, friends and colleagues, whose lives influence us greatly, whose memories are faith tonics for ours. They had the strength to live the gospel message in heroic simplicity, singleness of purpose, and with undivided hearts. They are great examples of goodness, devotedness, detachment, selflessness, intercession, and determined humility are not wasted on us. In the heart of that testimony on behalf of the saints, we can appreciate the saints as witnesses to life, witnesses to forgiveness, and ultimately witnesses to Jesus Christ our Lord. They are evidence that the Christian message has an eternal validity for all ages and eras. We must therefore hold dearly that nothing done inspired by faith impelled by the love of Christ, is insignificant. Every life event represents a divine opportunity, a divine call, a definite contribution to the intricate design of God's providence. And even what we are going through now may be bad, may be negative, it may be tough, but all these are pathways, are little lights leading to the great light of Christ. We look to the shining example of the saints to reawaken within us the great longing to be like them. Today then, these saints point us to Christ still and invite us, the privileged inheritors of the graces promised in the gospel beatitudes, to a renewed march of faith, march to century, and to the consoling words at life's end. Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joys of your master. It is not enough to be a good Catholic or Christian. Desire something greater. Become a saint. Will you? May the exemplary holiness of all the saints inspire holiness in our own Christian lives as well. Amen.